2014 Chevy Cruze 1.8 water pump replacement. This customer came in for a no heat condition in the cabin. We found the water pump to be leaking from the whipple. We're going to replace it. Let's remove the coolant reservoir bottle cap, put it on the side, and we're going to put the vehicle up in the air. I'll suggest you guys do this job on the cold engine. And as you guys see here, you got coolant dripping on the bottom of the vehicle. We're going to remove this undercarriage splash shield. It is held by 3.7mm and the 3 push pin at the bottom and on the side of it. You're gonna use a trim tool like this or a pocket screwdriver to pop them off so you can get access to the drain for the radiator. And we are on the passenger side under the vehicle. We're going to remove the lower radiator hose. And that one is held by a clip, a C-clip. We're gonna use a pick like this or a screwdriver to take it out, take the C-clip out. There it is. Even if you don't have it all the way, you can try to start. You can start wiggle the lower radiator hose so it can pop off. There it is. Have a container ready so you can catch the old coolant. Now we can put our hose back in. Make sure you put that C-clip back in before you pop it in place. If not, it will make a big mess when you try to start the vehicle. We're going to push it in and you're gonna hear click once it's fully inserted. There it is. Make sure the clip is fully seated. Now we're going to put the vehicle back down so we can start taking the water pump out. Now let's remove our airbox. First unplug the mass airflow sensor and remove the tab. And now we're going to loosen the airbox. It is 7mm. Loosen it. Let's remove those PCV holes. You squeeze this tab here and you pull it out. Do this one at the bottom, you just pull it. There it is. Now let's take the airbox out. You just pick it up and it's just held by a few tabs. There it is. Now we're going to jack up the engine. We're gonna use it right now. We're gonna use it to hold the engine in place. We have a piece of wood under the oil pan. Make sure you have a piece of wood underneath it. And we're going to remove those bolts for the motor mount. And that jack gonna hold the engine in place when we remove that motor mount. There it's about 6 15mm bolt and one nut. Take all of them out and you can jack up the engine so you can have access to the water pump bolt. As you guys see here, I'm jacking up the engine. Not too high, just enough room so you can take the bolt off. We're going to break those bolts free. Those are T40. I will highly suggest you use stubby T40 so you can break them free. I'll put the link in the comment section below for this. And now we're going to release the tension of the belt of the pulleys and we're going to spin the water pump pulley so we can have access to the other bolt. Yep, it's coming out. And next step is now let's take the belt off. Make sure you have a diagram or take a picture of it, a screenshot, whatever works. I have a picture of the engine right there. And take the belt off, and we're going to take our water pump bolt off using the Milwaukee ratchet. It's 3 T40 once again. Let's take the pulley off Now we're gonna have access to the bolt for the water pump. It is held by E10 inverted Torx socket, sorry. I'll post the link for those tools too, to remove those bolts. The E10 Torx. Let's break them free. Gonna use my Milwaukee to finish the job. There it is. We're gonna take the last bolt now by hand. You do not need all those tools, guys. You can use the regular hand tools like this, a ratchet. No electric tool necessary to do this job. I'm just using it to speed up the process. I got all the bolts off. Now let's take our water pump off. We got it out. There it is. Here's the old water pump. Make sure you retrieve the old gasket and clean the surface where the new gasket will be seated using a rag like this and some brake cleaner. Here is our new water pump. Make sure you save the old bolt, by the way, because it doesn't come with new bolt. We have to reuse the old one. Now let's start by putting our water pump in. Let's start the couple bolt so it can be seated and finish it. Start them by hand. If you don't have a top wrench, you can use a 1/4 inch ratchet like this and go in the crisscross pattern so you don't have it loaded on one side like I'm doing right there. I keep going back and forth between the bolts. There it is. And now we're going to put our water pump pulley in. Make sure we line up. Let's put our bolt in. There it is. I'm gonna use my favorite tool here to run those bolts through. Just make the job a lot easier. Now we're going to put our belt in. Make sure you remember the diagram of the belt. I'll take a picture of it before you remove it so you can remember how it goes. And you're gonna turn the tensioner counterclockwise so you can release tension and put the belt over it, over the water pump, the AC compressor, the crank pulley, and the alternator. Now we're going to put our engine mount back in. Let's start the bolt by hand. And we're going to slightly drop the engine. Okay, there it is. Now let's put our airbox in. Make sure those tabs are fully inserted. And put our air box in. Put the air hose, our PCVs. There you go. Let's plug our mass airflow sensor. And tie our airbox. This is 7mm. The next step is to bleed the cooling system. I'm gonna use this special tool here. Not really special, it's really easy to use. It got different adapters for different radiators or coolant reservoir bottle. and we're gonna use this one that it fit that vehicle. We're gonna insert it and put our cap back on, just like this. And now we can put our special tool in, and we're going to fill it up with 50 coolant, 50% water, 50% coolant. I'll post the link in the comment for those things. So we're going to fill the coolant system up all the way to the top, and you're gonna pay attention and see bubble coming out. There it is. And you're gonna pay attention to the level as well as you're blending it. We're going to start the vehicle and put the heat on full blast. There it is. And put our cooling fan, our fan on high. And we're going to pay attention to the temperature gauge. Make sure you stay at half when you get hot. And we're going to pay attention to the coolant level. Make sure it's full. Don't let it run dry. Don't let the coolant bottle run dry. You got air coming out from different part of the engine block, the heater core, the radiator. It's purging the air out. You're gonna let the vehicle run for about 20 minutes, just like this, and don't let this run out of coolant. And pay attention to your temperature gauge. It's still bleeding. Now it is empty. As you guys see here, I'm touching the hose. The hose is fully hot. I got heat in the cabin at that point. The thermostat is fully open. And that's it. You're done. It's pretty easy to use. It's one of my favorite tools to use to blend cooling system. You just pay attention to the coolant level and let it do its thing. Let the vehicle run for 10 to 15 minutes, guys. Thanks for watching, guys. See you on the next one.